recording. Or it's yeah, okay, recording now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my year-long celebration of the TV show Smallville. Man, this thing came out in 2001. It's the 20th anniversary of Smallville, as I have stated in my previous videos. 10-year anniversary of the finale. Before we get started with the review, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more reviews, Blu-ray hauls. Sadly, Best Buy is getting rid of all that shit. Trailer reactions, video essays, all the good content. So joining me for this review, this is going to be a review of Season 2 of Smallville. Joining me for this review is my cousin and fellow Smallville aficionado. He's an aficionado of everything because I have him on for everything. It's Pat Guy. What's up?
Hey, not much, man. Happy to be here. I'm glad you invited me.
Yeah, I think we're going to be doing a lot more of these because we have such an affinity for Smallville.
Dude, it was childhood. It was not even childhood. It was like teenage years, like growing up with Clark Kent, essentially.
Exactly. Dude, like, it came out before we were in high school, but it gave us, like, perfect high school tips to get through high school.
Stay away from meteor rocks. Especially if your crush is wearing it around her neck. Do not approach.
This did more for high school than Ned's Declassified did.
Oh, yep. We stay away from meteor freaks. Don't fall into caves.
Yeah.
If the Luthers are building a plant in your hometown, it's bad news. So
yeah, definitely.
What a great show, man. I'm glad you brought me on because, like,
I'm definitely going to invite you back on for more seasons just because of how much we both love the show. So,
and I would love to. I mean, I'd love to even talk about some of the not so great seasons. Season 7.
Just to give my viewers a little preview here. So what I'm doing each month. So I started with the video essay last month with season 1. This month's going to be season 2. Next few months are going to be the rest of the seasons, and then in December, I want to bring you back on because I think I'm going to do a huge like retrospect, and just however long we want to go, we'll just talk
about Smallville for like 5 hours. So
exactly. So
also December, perfect time for Lexmas.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man. Maybe we should save season 5 for December. But that would kind of derail my plans.
You could just have a Lexmas special or something.
Yeah. I mean, it works because my name's Alex. So
there you go.
Overall, what are your thoughts on season 2?
Season 2, I mean, it's a huge step up, I think, from season 1. Just on like a production level, everything seemed like season 1 kind of had that like thing a lot of first seasons for shows have, where you're trying to find like the tone, trying to find your groove. And I mean, it was a success, obviously. And season 2, it felt like they knew what they were doing more. Some of the special effects were better. Like they got rid of like the weird effect where like every time Clark got near kryptonite, his veins would like and instead it was just like the glow and the ringing.
Oh, that was such the charm of season 1 though. Just seeing that though. Oh man.
Season 2, I felt like it's more consistent with how many like really high quality episodes there are.
Right.
And it doesn't rely quite as much. I mean, there's still Meteor Freak episodes, but it doesn't rely quite as much on that.
Right.
And you kind of get to delve more into like the Kryptonian Kal-El discovery of like who Clark actually is.
It's more like expanding the mythology, I guess. And I guess the way I described it in my season 1 review, which was one of my problems with season 1, like I said I didn't necessarily have a problem with the Meteor Freaks, but like it was just how it was structured, I guess, where it seemed like there was very little story, and it was more of a focus on the Meteor Freaks.
For sure.
Rather than like building up like Clark's character, and you know, some of that high school teenage angst drama bullshit was present in that season. It still is.
Yeah, it's got its charm though.
It does. It reminds me of like
Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, what was that one Jared Padalecki was on? Was that Gilmore?
Gilmore Girls, yeah. It's got definitely that like early 2000s vibe sometimes, which, I mean, it brings me back though when I watch the early seasons now.
No.
It's like some of their music choices, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, speaking of music choices, something I did not talk about in the review for season 1, The goddamn theme song.
Somebody save.
Somebody save me. Let your warm hands break right through. Somebody save me. Don't care how you do it, just stay. Come on, I've been waiting for you. I made this whole world shine for you.
That's the best theme song ever, probably.
I know,
Okay?
dude.
It got me hyped every week. Like,
I
and they would change it every season, and it was awesome.
I was so mad when they didn't change it for season 3 because the cast remained the same, so
Oh, that's
they didn't
right.
change it. But then, like,
You got Jensen Ackles in 4. You got to change it.
I know.
Dean Winchester. Remy Zero, as Pete Ross said,
back
Remy
when they were
Zero.
Hey, I like these guys. Yeah. Remy Zero!
Anytime you needed anyone to know about any product placement, give the line to Pete, and then have a whole episode about Stride Gum.
Exactly.
We'll get there
And,
eventually.
well, doesn't that song "Apologize" play during that episode too?
I don't know if it's that one. Maybe it was.
I think it was.
Yeah, it might
I
have been.
remember there being more than just Strike Gum.
I'm sure they had Lighthouse. I feel like they had Lighthouse like all the time.
Well,
Do you remember the Talon
except
mix?
Prom.
Do you remember the Talon mix?
Yes. I'll breathe.
Yeah, oh my god, that CD had all the songs
Oh yeah, dude.
from like season 1 through 3.
There was another mix too. I forget what it was. It was the Talon mix, and then I think it was the Metropolis mix.
Metropolis mix. They should have had. What was the name of that bar that eventually they kind of are at sometimes in Metropolis?
Oh, I forget.
It's like a penthouse place. I forget what it was called.
It's not the nightclub he's in season 3, is it?
No. I do love that episode though. That's a good.
Getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. Back to season 2. I mean, I just think overall, like, I think of season 2, and just like so many good episodes immediately spring to mind. It's like Red Kryptonite shows up.
Oh yeah,
Instant classic.
I know.
It's like Clark thinking he's cool. It's like essentially if they did Spider-Man 3 did the whole like, oh, I think I'm cool, so I'm gonna dress in all black and I'm gonna act cool, but I'm not actually gonna be.
It's all black.
But this was like a way more effective version of that, I thought, where it's like he's on a motorcycle and he's just acting like a jerk to everyone.
Playing like Madden NFL in his barn.
Yeah, he like steals like a jet ski, and that's my favorite part, dude. When he's like up in the loft after he stole a bunch of stuff, and Martha Kent, Annette O'Toole, I love her. She comes up the stairs in the loft. There's a jet ski beside them, and she touches the shirt instead and goes, "This is silk, Martha. There's a jet ski right there. How did you know? Why are you focused on the expensive shirt when there's tons of stuff way more impressive?"
This is silk.
It's crazy because it's like you look at like Martha and Jonathan Kent, like just how perfectly cast they are. It's like they're like second parents, man.
I feel like that. I'm like, if I don't want to get ahead, but John Snyder leaving the show, man, that hurt my soul.
I know. Oh, it's like a gut punch, man. It's like a family member died.
Season 2 too, and you had Lionel now as an actual cast member.
Blind. Well, faking being blind.
Oh, classic storyline.
The prodigal son is what's his face from Vampire Diaries? Paul Wesley.
Paul Wesley, Lucas Luthor, who never ever came back again. Yeah, I mean that's with a show this long and with this many episodes, you're gonna get ones like that where it's like, oh, we introduced this interesting new angle and this interesting new character, but then we're just gonna drop them and they're gonna be forgotten.
Okay, so I know a lot has been said about Lana, especially in the later seasons that she's in.
Yeah.
I mean, even in these early seasons, she's not that great, but like even her storyline in this season's not that great, but I'm appreciative of the fact that they actually attempt to give her something to do.
Yeah.
You know, wait, is it this one or 3 where she's on like the crutches for half the season? Is that
That's
this one?
3. That's 3.
Oh, that's 3. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, because that's when she meets Ian Somerhalder, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That's crazy. 2 Vampire Diaries actors on the show.
Yeah. I mean, this show had a lot of people, like you said in your previous review, Amy Adams.
Yeah.
It is amazing, and I love all the Superman connections that they have throughout the show. Like
Dude,
this season,
Christopher Reeve,
Christopher
man.
Reeve, amazing.
Virgil Swan.
You betrayed me.
Hello, hello.
My name is Clark.
You think I betrayed you because I met with Lionel Luthor?
Oh, you did more than meet with him. You agreed to help him.
I didn't betray you, Kal-El. I promised you your secret would never leave this building, and it hasn't. Then my involvement with Lionel Luthor is in your best interest.
What I loved about that was like it was such a perfect passing the torch like moment, but not in like an obvious way. It was like Christopher Reeve was the guy who tells him his name's Kal-El.
Right.
Like that's such a big deal. And it's
Yeah.
like you give it to like the most iconic Superman to do it. And it just felt right. It felt cool. And at the time, I remember just sitting there and I was like in shock.
It's like, oh my god, it's like Superman.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
So, yeah, just the presence of like Christopher Reeve on the show. Like, it's not only just like the fact that it's like, holy shit, like he's on the show. Like, it's the fact that like he was inspiring as Superman, and like because he had that like accident in real life that like made him paralyzed. Like the fact that he is in this show paralyzed like is even more inspiring. I think.
Yeah.
The fact that they actually got him and he agreed to it was like every boy's wet dream, I guess. So
I don't know about that.
I know,
I
but
get what you mean. Yeah, season 2. I mean, just thinking about like
the
uh,
caves.
the caves, the Kawachi caves, which I was never a huge fan
No, but
of.
I was like, okay, like it's a nice little like precursor to
The fortress.
fortress. Yeah, I was like, I mean, I didn't really like that episode. What was that girl's name? I forget.
Kaya or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I was
Yeah.
never like huge
It was
on.
like a skinwalker. She could like shapeshift into a wolf.
Yeah,
Smallville, I tell you what, Smallville was not afraid to do anything. Okay, they
dude,
would
they
do some
fucking
weird
zombies
stuff.
in season 9.
Yeah, they do some weird stuff sometimes, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll roll with it. Or I'd be like,
Dude.
witches?
Well, dude, do you remember when season 6 was? You know what I'm gonna be talking about. I was over your house one time, and there was like, I think like the first 2 episodes of season 6 had aired. We saw the preview for Wither. I was like, let's think happy thoughts.
Yeah, oh my god, dude, we were like 12, and you were sleeping over my house, and we were like in the dark, and we were talking about Smallville, because of course we were. And then you're like, oh yeah, that next episode, Wither, sounds scary.
Not to mention, I was always afraid of your Wizard of Oz poster, so I was 10 times more scared than I already was.
Right.
I hated the Wicked Witch just staring down at me, man.
Season 4, man, more witches.
Ugh. Oh,
Yeah. I mean,
was-
thinking to season 2, like, I feel like some of the episodes that really stand out in my mind are like, forget the name of it. It's so hard with Smallville episode names sometimes. You're about to sneeze.
I'm leaving that in.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Episodes are like, because they're one word titles, so it's like, which one's that again, and what's it called?
what was the one where there's like the hostage situation in Luthor Corp and
is that
Clark jumps
Insurgents?
across?
Insurgents.
Insurgents. This first super jump
Yeah.
where he leaped a tall building in a single bound
I'm
was
gonna.
like amazing.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna Google these just so we have, in case we forget the.
You should just go episode by episode.
If you want to, I don't fucking care.
Just see if we remember them or not. Brief thoughts.
Vortex.
Vortex, that premiere. Okay. Yep.
Oh no, one of my favorites was Heat, where he gets his heat vision.
Yes. Like that, I thought was an example of like Smallville's genius, where it was like he's going through puberty, obviously, and that kind of goes along with his developing powers. And that having him get turned on be what turns on his heat vision. Just the moment where he has to explain to Jonathan how this works, and he's like, "Oh, I'll help you, son. Like, just I'll go stand over here," and you like, so good.
Oh yeah. What was after? What was after Heat? Oh, Duplicity. Oh, that's when Pete finds out, right?
I want to say yes, yes.
Yeah, I think he finds out at no, I think he finds out at the beginning, and then Clark tells him, and that's when Pete acts weird, because Pete finds the spaceship.
That's right. Pete finds the spaceship, and then Clark has to kind of explain it to him by the end of the episode.
Yeah, and then Pete's being a dick the whole episode.
Pete had his moments, man,
I know.
of like being a complete asshole, especially when he came back.
Well, especially in real life, man.
Ugh.
Why is
He's
everybody on
the
this?
boss Ross?
Why is everybody on this show messed up in real life?
Yeah, except for our boy Michael Rosenbaum. Shout out to "Inside of You" by Michael Rosenbaum.
Inside of you. 4 was Red. We already talked about Red. 5 Nocturne.
Oh, yeah, with the weird like guy in the cellar who turns
Yeah.
into like a monster at night. See, that's what I mean. You get weird episodes sometimes.
Oh man.
And it
Somebody-
wasn't like Supernatural, where it was like Supernatural like covered every mythological thing ever, like as part of the story.
Yeah.
Smallville just randomly would have like vampires sometimes. But if they had to explain it, they'd be like meteor rocks, of course, meteor infected
I know.
bats.
Meteor Rocks was the excuse for everything.
The amount of things they incorporated meteor rocks in like weird ways too. They're like, oh yeah, we made this stride gum out of meteor rock, or like. And now you have stretchy powers. Like, it was amazing.
They did that. Like, oh my god, because it was just a 40-minute commercial for Stride Gum. Redux, which when I was little, I always thought that was another Red K episode, because you have Red and then Redux.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was trying to think what Redux was.
Oh, that's the one where like the kid like ages like 60 years. And then like he gets like pulled in. Yeah,
The woman who's like stealing people's youth.
I think so. I think it's that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Wait, wasn't there one in season 1 where somebody came back this season that
Tina Greer.
Yes, that was it.
I love her. And her actress, I forget her name,
Yeah.
but she's done amazing for herself. She's in all sorts of stuff.
How could I forget Tina Greer?
She was the best meter freak, man. She was scary.
I know. She scared the shit out of me.
Especially when she came back as Whitney.
Oh man.
What is my favorite radio station? He's like torturing Whitney's mom. I'm like, ah!
Yeah, because that's what, Visage?
I think so. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that's right. Because I forgot that she took the form of Whitney.
And she came back. Whitney came back from the war.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eric
that was
Johnson.
messed up, man.
Before he was an angel in heaven.
He was on Vikings this past season.
Was he?
Yeah, I was like looking at him. I'm like, who is this guy? Why does he look familiar? And then I saw Eric Johnson. I'm like, no way!
He's still making a name for himself. Dude,
Yeah.
aren't you just happy that like people from the show, other than probably one person, is still like making a name for themselves?
I mean, she made a name for herself in a horrible way, I suppose.
I know. I wish Tom Welling would do something else.
Yeah, he did Lucifer for a little bit, but
I think he looks more at like producing and all that. I think that's more.
I mean, if you were a star on a show for 10 years and you had to be in every single episode, I would have got sick of it, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. I like that. That's kind of why like I'm surprised it lasted 10 years. I'm like, I feel like by the point like season 5 and 6 came around, like he was probably just like, get me the fuck out of here.
That's kind of how it seemed like with Rosenbaum. He's like, I'm sick of shaving my head.
I know. We got Lineage as episode 7. Greg Beeman directed it. Greg Beeman is like, he was
like the guy.
there was the Bug Boy, and then there was the Bee Man. And it was Greg Beeman.
He was a great. Didn't he direct the finale?
I think so. And dude, he was one of my favorite Smallville directors.
Yeah, it was always, you had like a group of, obviously like with most shows, you had a group of directors, group of writers, Some of them you could be like, oh, maybe this won't be great. Jenna Schwartz or whatever his name was.
Yeah, the guy.
Director of Supergirl.
Didn't he direct Jaws: The Revenge?
And then they're like, oh, I know, we should get him to direct the witch episode of Smallville. I'm like, let's not.
Dude, you listen to the commentary on that. Like he's like not, he's supposed to be on it with Allison Mack, Erica Durant, and Kristen Krug. He's like non-existent. They're just talking about the episode. They're like, "What do you think of this?" And he's like, "Huh? What?" Oh no, dude, hold on. We gotta go back and talk about Red for a minute because that is one of my favorite audio commentaries on an episode ever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
There's Michael Rosenbaum, right? He was on that.
It was Rosenbaum, Welling, Krug, and then I think it was the director. Or it's like, how was his breath, Kristen? Was it fresh? Was it minty fresh?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember just Kristen Krug. She's like a quiet girl, it seems like, in real life.
Yeah.
And she was just getting like, Michael Rosenbaum just kept trying to like
I know.
troll her.
Kids want to know. Yeah, he was like trying to get like everything out of her.
Yeah, that was good.
The poor girl. Oh yeah, that kid Ryan comes back, which I like that kid.
Was Ryan only in this season?
No, he was in the first season.
He was in the first.
He was in episode 16 of the first season.
Yep.
And then he came back in episode 8.
Is this when he died?
Yeah, this is when he died. I like that kid was
That was so sad.
I know, that kid was so heartwarming too.
They're like, hey Ryan, you're gonna die. Let's go on a hot air balloon ride. I'm like, no. I'm like, he's Clark's brother. You can't do this.
The next one, Dichotic, that was the one with Ian Randall.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Yeah, when he's dating both of them at once.
Yeah, doesn't he escape from like Belle Reeve or something?
Well, he eventually ends up in Belle Reeve. I think he's in season 3 in Belle Reeve.
He was back in 3, I remember.
Yeah, but yeah, just the way he'd like split into two, where the other guy would grow out of his back, and like you'd see his face, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh, dude, I mean, they, like you said, they weren't afraid to get weird.
No, not at all.
Skinwalker was next.
Yeah, Kawachi Caves.
Yeah, that was like
I don't understand the Kawachi Caves. Can we just talk about that for a sec?
Yeah, sure.
So, the way I kind of interpreted it, I think, is what it was supposed to be. Kryptonians came, and like long time ago, and like made cave paintings in the caves.
Hieroglyphics.
But there was also like a prophecy about like Naman. Remember that? Like it was like
sort of, yeah.
It was like Naman and like his enemy who was like 2-headed, and it was like, does it mean Lex? Does it mean Davis Bloom? I was like, what? I didn't understand. And then it's like you had a secret little compartment to like open up another cave inside the cave, and it leads you to the fortress. And I'm like, what Kryptonian set this up?
I know. Does this not sound architecturally sound?
I feel like they said it was Jarrell, like later on, like in season 3, but I'm like, why would Jarrell do that?
Speaking of Jarrell, Terrence Stamp.
Terrence Stamp. That was a good choice, though. Like,
I know.
It's weird to think General Zod would be a good Jarrell, but like,
well, dude, like, I think one of the strengths of the show, like, we've already talked about it with, like, Christopher Reeve. We haven't really talked about it with Annette O'Toole, but, like, them bringing, like, the original, like, Superman alumni, like, into the show is just, like, it's not only just mind-blowing, but it works. Like, I don't know how it works, but it just does.
There's just a cool feeling of, like, of Smallville being this part of this, like, greater legacy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it makes it feel like that. Like, Annette O'Toole wasn't in a great Superman movie. I might say it's probably the worst Superman movie, but like...
By far.
I mean, Superman 4 is really bad.
Yeah, but it doesn't have Nuclear Man.
Yeah, exactly. Superman 3 doesn't have Mark Pillow. Destroy Superman.
Nuclear Man, the people!
If you do not tell me, I will hurt people.
Hold on.
Where was Nuclear Man in Smallville?
Now that we're on the subject of Nuclear Man, dude, the dumbest thing about Superman 4 is the fact that his weakness is like he can just go in the shade and he powers down.
It's like literally direct sunlight has to be on him at all
Dude,
times.
just hold a gigantic tree branch over him and he'll just be like, "Mm."
Yeah. Yeah, he has like that weird shutdown. I remember when he gets trapped in the elevator and he's trying to like open the doors, like, ooh.
Dude, no, the best part though is when he and Superman fight on the moon. He starts planting Superman in the moon like he's like a carrot or something.
Dude, that's a great movie. Why wasn't he in Smallville? You could have cast like
I don't know, dude. I think Superman 4 is the only thing he did. What
if-
the fuck, Smallville?
if Whitney Fordman had secretly been like a pre-version of Nuclear Man.
Oh, dude, could you imagine?
That would have been amazing.
He just had he was just like, I was born from a strand of your hair, Clark.
All of a sudden his nails grow really long and that music plays. Dun, 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 dun. So back to Smallville.
Slight detour, but Visage we already talked about. Oh shit, I had no idea Tina Greer was Lizzie Kaplan.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's what I mean. She's done really well for herself.
Yeah, because she was in Now You See Me Too, which not that good of a movie, but you know she's in all those like James Franco movies. I forgot that was her. I was like, I know the actress is famous.
Yep.
I didn't remember her name until
I always thought Tina was just such a creepy character.
Yeah, man. Tina was just.
She was like obsessed with Lana and like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember-
everyone was obsessed with Lana.
Oh, yeah, poor Lana. We were obsessed with Lana.
I mean, yeah, she was one of my first crushes, I'll admit.
Insurgents, that's the one where he leaps the tall building. Suspect, which one? Oh, I know which one that was. That was the one where like somebody was shot at the Luthor mansion and Jonathan was like,
Yes, I forgot about that one.
yeah.
They like plant the booze in the gun in Jonathan's car.
And then it ends up being Sheriff Ethan. Oh, fucking
Oh,
wait.
What a twist!
I know. And then he gets arrested, and then you get that bitch sheriff that comes in. And Mr. Kent.
Yeah, Sheriff Mills was that?
Yeah.
No, Jody Mills. I think it was Jody Mills. Crisscrossing universes.
I know. Oh man, remember when we had the idea for a crossover?
With Smallville and Supernatural.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Remember
awkward moment where they see Dean Winchester and they're like, Jason?
Weren't you my football coach?
Oh man. Yeah.
Rush was also one of my favorites.
Rush.
That was another Red K one. That was the one with like the rave in the cave, and then they like both Pete and Chloe got like stabbed with like some like
Oh,
one of
yeah,
those,
the
like,
parasite thing.
yeah, it was like the it was basically like that little worm thing that what's Zam Wessel shot into Padme's room that like infected them.
Yeah.
And then Chloe like put Red K on Clark.
Yep.
That was
Yeah,
another one
I
of my
remember that episode, yeah.
Prodigal.
Lucas Luthor, icon.
Yep.
Dude, that's another one. If you watch the first couple minutes of Prodigal, it's like Lucas Luthor in like a casino in like Chinatown. And like he's like being chased by guys with like Uzis. And I'm like, well, it feels like a completely different show for like 5 minutes. Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Oh man.
But nothing, dude. That classic moment where Lionel is blind, and all of a sudden, like, he's like, "Here, sign this paperwork," and Lucas writes, "Bite me," and like the signature, and Lionel like couldn't hide his reaction to it, so then he just takes the pool ball. He's like, "Hey, Dad," and just whips it at his head.
Doesn't he catch it?
No, he dodges.
Oh.
He's like, "Wow, what the hell are you doing?" He's like, "Huh, you could see, huh?"
You might want to have your lawyers look over that.
No, I trust that everything is in order.
Dad.
Lucas? What the hell are you doing? You could have killed me.
We both know you saw that ball coming.
Well, I remember. I don't know if it was that episode, but I remember there being like a moment, like at some point in the season, like I think it was before that. Lex did something, and then like you see Lionel do this with his eyes or something. He's like, it was like something like that. I remember.
Yeah, well, that was funny, man. It was like he was blind for like a little bit, and then like he had just like never told people he could see because he wanted to spy
Dude,
on them.
Lionel Luthor, best worst parent ever.
Lionel Luthor was honestly one of the best characters on this show, and John Glover was unbelievable in the role.
Lex.
Lex.
And yeah, dude, well, I just, dude, let's talk about Lionel and Lex for a minute because I mean, this is getting ahead of ourselves, obviously, but like, I just love like the complete like shift, like how Lionel's the bad guy at first and Lex is the good guy, and then it becomes vice versa. But then at the end of the show, you get parallel universe Lionel in all of his glory, like just coming back.
Loved that.
Fucking amazing. I was like, that was a smart way to keep John Glover involved.
Yeah, if you were gonna bring back Lionel, you got to bring back like the Lionel that we love the most, which is like early season conniving, manipulative Lionel with his huge mane of hair.
I'm still shocked that like he liked my tweet.
I mean, that's an honor, man. John Glover.
7-time worst parent of the year award. I remember that tweet.
Was he the worst or was he the best?
Best worst parent of the year award. Episode 16 was Fever. Is that the one where Clark was sick for the first time?
Maybe. That one doesn't really ring a bell.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Clark gets sick. Yeah, that's the one where Chloe like reads the love note to him.
Oh yeah.
Like he's like, Lana. Because obviously Lana.
That always happens.
Rosetta was next. I think Rosetta was the first one with Christopher Reeve.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I think that was that one because that's where I think that's where he finds out like what the message of the cave was. Visitor. Which one was that?
That was with that kid who acted like he was an alien, and Clark thought maybe he was, and he like built that antenna.
Yeah, I kind of remember that one.
Yeah,
there's so many to like to keep track of. Like there's 218 episodes for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Precipice. Wait, Lana got assaulted?
She did by those like guys.
Yeah, Andy.
And then Clark kicked the shit out of them later.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was where that blooper came from, where Clark wraps the thing around the guy and it breaks. It's like, oh, that's right. Get out of here.
Oh, dude, I really wish they kept up with the gag reels, man. But season 3 wasn't that good.
No, season 2 is like legendary. Okay, the best thing about season 2 is the gag reel. It's amazing. Just
Rosenbaum and the gag reel is
just messing with John Glover. Can't even like do a scene.
I can't stare at him.
I can't look at him. Oh, we have to talk about Lex's love interest. What was her name?
I know the actress's name. It was Emmanuel Vaguer or something.
And
Helen Bryce.
Helen Bryce, yes.
Yeah, the doctor.
Who seemed like a really nice person, and I felt really bad for her. But then by the beginning of season 3, I'm like, you're not a good person.
Exactly. I mean, well, it's strange because she finds out about Clark too.
Yeah, she has to take his blood, I think, in the Fever episode.
Yeah, she takes his blood, and then she's like, I've never seen anything like this before.
And Jonathan Kent's like, protect your secret, Clark, as always. Jonathan Kent has 2 modes. He had protect your secret, son, and fuck the Luthers.
He was never like, let a bus full of kids die. Maybe.
No, he never did that. Okay, he wasn't a bad father like what's his name,
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner. Just should I have let those people die, Dad? Yeah, probably.
Don't even get me started.
I like parts of that movie. Some parts I do not.
I'll say, at least when John Schneider's Jonathan Kent goes out, he doesn't get swallowed by a tornado.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know something that Clark could have prevented.
What's next? Because we're getting towards the end of the season.
Mhm.
Oh, Witness. That's the one with the baseball guy. Because remember, I think he's got like, I don't know if it's like a kryptonite bat, but I think he's got like meteor powers that like allows him to like hit the ball hard, or he's doing steroids.
It's like steroids, yeah.
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 He thinks he's Barry Bonds.
Yeah, isn't that guy also from Home Improvement?
Is that him?
Isn't that the other brother, like Jonathan Taylor Thomas's
Holy
brother?
fucking shit! It is. Wait, he was in Tokyo Drift.
Yes, he was the bully in the beginning, I think.
Oh.
But like, I would have bullied that guy too. Like that movie, I love Han in it, and it's a fun movie. But God, is there a weird message of this like Southern guy comes to Japan and just takes over? He's a DK now.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. So you got two of the home Improvement brothers. That's weird. I never knew that before. I was looking at the name and I was like, this name looks familiar. Because it's Zachary Tyler Brown, and he was Brad Taylor.
Why did they all have three names?
I don't know. Now I'm curious. Hold on. I gotta look and see if the third brother had three
I
names.
can't even picture the third brother.
He was really small. I remember. Characters. Holy shit! The younger brother did have a third name. So all three kids on Home Improvement had three names. The kid that played Mark was Taron Noah Smith.
Yep.
Randy was Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and then Brad was Zachary Tyler Brown.
Wow, but this kid wasn't on Smallville.
No,
I thought you were about to say he was. That would have been like,
hey, for all we know, he could have been.
Yeah.
Would have been mind blown. Accelerate was next. Which one was Accelerate? Oh, is that the stupid one where Lana thinks she's seeing ghosts?
Yes, that's the one with the creepy little girl with the super speed.
Oh,
That was terrifying.
Wait, what was that little girl's name? I forget.
Emily.
Yeah, and then she like
was terrifying.
Yeah, she put like Lana in like that like glass box.
I don't think she does that yet. I think she does that the next time she shows up.
Oh, okay.
This time she was like the creepy little girl, and then the next time she showed up, she was like older. She had like aged really quick.
Yeah.
But this was the one I remember with like the slow motion in the rain.
Yes.
And Clark and her are like walking and looking at each other as Pete is just like.
Dude, the super speed effects in this show are.
Well, I mean, people give a lot of credit. I mean, obviously The Matrix came first, but like Smallville did a lot of inventive ways of using that like slow motion super speed.
Yeah.
Which like became like incredibly famous by like Quicksilver and X-Men.
Right.
But they did a lot of that type of stuff, like the bullet time kind of like stuff, and they did it pretty well for the effects at the time.
Yeah, especially for an early 2000s
TV show.
Huh? Yeah.
Like, because I mean, now they give. I mean, I just saw that Lois and Superman clip from like the most recent episode where he gets into a fight, and like it looked like a movie. I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Did you watch that show at all or no?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm considering it because I'm hearing a lot of. If I keep hearing really good things, I'll give it a shot.
I'm very concerned because I'm like, I feel like I'm not gonna like this because it's not Tom Welling and Erica Durance.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but plus two, those two were on our farm, and I wanted them to get off our farm.
I couldn't believe when they did that like fake out that time on whatever show that was, Arrow or Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah. And it's like they go through the time portal and it's like somebody save, and I'm like, oh my god, here we go. And then it like shows like him and her, and I'm like, you're not our Clark and Lois.
Exactly.
Eventually, they did our Clark and Lois, but
Yeah. But even that was ruined.
it was all that was disappointing because Tom Willing's like, yeah, I don't have powers anymore. I gave those up. I'm like, then what was the point of Smallville?
Which I think that's the huge reason why Rosenbaum didn't come back, because he was like, I was probably only going to be there for like 2 seconds, say something really stupid that didn't make any sense. It's crazy that that show also got fucking Lenny Luthor from Superman 4.
That's true.
Yeah, John Cryer.
Uncle Lex.
Yep. And then the next 2 episodes are where, Clark finally gets his dream,
What
his
was that?
dream girl. His dream girl. Because don't he and Lana get together and
Yeah, they do towards the end. Is that when they get together?
I think it's that one. Because I remember the last 2, I think it was, they were together, and then he just, dude, there's fucking 3 Red Kryptonite episodes this season.
Is there really?
Yeah, because
What's the third one?
Technically the finale.
Oh, true. Yeah, the last
You
couple
have
minutes.
Red, you have Rush, and then you have the finale where he goes to Metropolis.
Yeah, which was at the time I was on the edge of my seat because that finale was like the ship blew up and Martha lost the baby. Because when Martha was pregnant, which was a plot point this season, I was like, Superman doesn't have a little brother. Like, what's happening? And then she lost the baby. I'm like, oh, okay, yes, yep. And then he's like, oh, I've caused this. I'm gonna put on this kryptonite rig and drive on my motorcycle
Like a
few-
badass.
like 60 miles that way to Metropolis.
And just leave everything behind.
I don't have a problem with that. Like, some people I know, I'm sure people had a problem with Smallville being like within driving distance of Metropolis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But-
there's that episode in season 1 where Clark and Lana are sitting on a windmill, and Metropolis is like right over there.
Yeah, you can see the skyline.
Yeah, no, it's like people I'm sure were like, well, that's weird, but I thought it worked for the show.
Yeah.
What I don't think works is when you have Gotham City and Metropolis across the river.
That's gonna be my next point. I mean, like, yeah, it makes sense because it's like they're high school kids. They're gonna be like, "Can we go to the big city?"
Yeah, I think they made it work because the first few seasons we didn't really go to Metropolis that much.
No,
It was like every so often,
right?
which then helped later on because you can go to you can stay in Metropolis, but then they could sometimes like visit Smallville, like
Yeah, like they do in like 8, 9, and 10.
also like the Talon.
Yeah.
What? I have a question about the Talon, Alex.
What?
How old are they supposed to be in season 1? Like 15, 16?
Yeah, they're freshmen in high school.
How is a freshman in high school buying a coffee shop and running it? And
Well,
people are allowing this.
What's even weirder is how is like a 30-year-old like Lex Luthor hanging out with a bunch of high school kids?
Yeah, Lex, yeah, he's supposed to be probably in like his mid-20s at the start of the show.
Yeah.
And he's like a successful businessman, kind of. He's like a party boy, but I get him and Clark forming a bond. But yeah, he like spends so much time with like Lana.
Like Pete,
Yeah, well, Pete hates him, so there's that.
Chloe.
Yeah, we don't talk about her anymore. No, I love Chloe Sullivan.
ended
Her
up-
actress is
She
questionable.
started the wall of weird, and she ended up on the wall of weird.
Yes, she did. Indeed.
Anything else with season 2 that you love or hate?
Trying to think. Season 2, like I said, it's similar to season 1, except I feel like they do a good job of like fleshing out more of like the alien side of Clark potentially.
Yeah, I love how it dives more into the mythology.
Yeah, you get like Kal-El reference. You get, I think this or in the next season is the first time they start calling Meteor Rock Kryptonite.
It's next season.
Yeah.
You know what would have made this season instantly better?
what's
Morgan Edge.
that? He's coming. Season 3.
Rutger Hauer.
Rutger Hauer kicking ass.
And get off of our property.
I want to come to the season 3 review just for that.
Oh yeah, dude.
I remember, oh my god, when we were going to Comic-Con and Rutger Hauer was going to be a guest, and yet you were like, I'm going to go up to his table, I'm going to spend money to see him, I'm going to go up to his table and I'm going to say, why don't you get in your car and get out of here? like he would remember.
I wasn't even gonna quote like "Tears in the Rain" or anything.
Yeah, everyone else would be quoting something like that. You just be just some vague small. But then he ended up passing away before the convention. So.
Dude, it was either gonna be that, or I was gonna tell him, "Didn't you get the memo?"
Or do the Cal to Morgan Edge. That's a serious amount of zeros. Oh,
Man.
well, oh, dude, the way the season ends too, when Lex gets married, and it's like, oh, that's nice.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wakes up on a plane that's going down.
Yeah, dude.
What a cliffhanger.
Well, it's weird because it's like I think it's either is it 5 or 6 that kind of ends similar with Lois and Martha.
That's 5.
That's 5, yeah. So it's really weird that they kind of have like
There's always a plane going down in the show about Superman.
yeah.
Always. Including the series finale.
I was gonna say the finale. Yeah. That's like the most like vivid one I can remember.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about the finale because I think a lot of people give the first half of the finale too much flack.
Yeah. Yeah, season 2, I think it was a step up, and I think it set up the show nicely for the future, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you end on that cliffhanger, you're gonna expect awesome things from the first couple episodes of 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think season 2 is a good season. It's one of the better ones, I think, just consistency-wise.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, I think, I mean, it's a lot of like season 1 through like 4 are like classics to me.
Except the whole witch plot.
Yeah.
Their attempt to give Lana something to do
Isabel.
with that weird tattoo.
That was so bad.
I know.
Jesus.
That's when Lana like started becoming like, all right, like let's just move on.
Season 4, dude. That's a season.
Dude, no, you know why Lana sucked so much that season? Because Lois showed up. Lois was instantly a better character.
True.
Yeah.
She was a lot more likable for sure. And then Lana just got worse, so
Yeah. It kind of balanced out.
yeah.
Well, that's our review for season 2 of Smallville. We had a lot of fun. Got really off topic. This thing is clocking in at 47 minutes right
Holy shit, that flew by. I thought we'd been talking for like 20.
now. No, it feels like it, right?
Yeah,
Time
wow.
flies when you're talking about Smallville.
But Clark Kent doesn't. Yet.
Only 8 more seasons to go.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
know.
That would never happen nowadays.
No. Definitely.
Because they're like media is so much more open to embracing the superhero parts of things.
Yeah, like the first episode of the pilot, like if it was like let's just say the Superman and Lois show wasn't previously established. First episode would be like, make it fly.
Oh yeah, he's flying all over the place. And like I think they made it work, but yeah, this came from a time when like
no flights, no tights.
Yeah, superhero things were kind of a little bit ashamed to be too superhero-y.
Yeah.
Like X-Men were like, no colorful costumes, leather everywhere.
Dude, I kind of wish they went with that for X-Men, just because it was the early 2000s, man.
Yeah, I think when they inevitably reboot that series, I think they'll have more comic accurate costumes.
Yeah, I mean they kind of had them in First Class.
True. Yeah, and the end of Apocalypse, and then they threw them away.
Which people seem to forget because people hate Apocalypse.
But yeah, Smallville, great show.
Yeah. 10 claps for 10 seasons. Yeah, season 2. I don't know where I would rank it because I think I like 10 the best just because it was so satisfying.
Yeah.
Of like ending. I think this show has the best ending for a show I've ever seen.
Really?
I think.
I mean, it is super sad. The last couple minutes of Smallville, which we'll talk about, is definitely like I just remember being so happy. Like
it's sad, but it's like happy at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, he's finally Superman, but it's like, oh.
We don't get to actually see it.
It's a bomb in an elevator uptown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the minister I'll be a few minutes late. Epic.
That is something Smallville has over Man of Steel. They use the actual Superman theme and hints of the Superman theme, throughout the entire 10-season run of the show.
I mean, the Man of Steel music has grown on me a little bit, but yeah, the John Williams score is just unmatched.
You can't. I feel like you couldn't have this show without bringing in John Williams' theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just tailor-made for it, you know? So, unfortunately, this season does not have any of the cool superhero Justice League people coming in quite yet. We'll get there eventually, but yeah, season 2 is definitely one of the stronger seasons for me. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure where it would rank, but I think it's pretty high. Honestly, it's I think out of all the high school seasons, I think 2 and 3 are by far the two best.
For sure.
You think 3's better?
I think I prefer 2 just because I think I like 3 a lot, but it gets like pretty dark in 3.
Yeah.
Like some like really messed up stuff happens in 3.
Yeah. I think I gotta give 2 the slight edge over 3.
Yeah.
But that's gonna conclude our review. That's probably the third time I've said that. Because we just love talking about the show.
Yeah, I could go on for ages.
No. Dude, we'll probably do it in December.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I mean, you might even be down here.
That's true. Hopefully, man.
I know.
Miss
Hopefully.
going down there.
Movie theaters are opening, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Texas is back to 100% capacity because they're morons. Sorry, Texans that watch my channel. But where can they find you on social media?
Just on Twitter, really, at this Pat guy. I usually just talk about movies, superhero stuff. I get into debates with people. I make people choose between horrible superhero movies and watch the results.
Speaking of horrible movies, you know what I got at Best Buy today for $5?
Did you buy it at Best Buy?
Yes, I did.
They still have movies?
Yeah.
What is it? I'm scared. Holy shit, dude. Watch it tonight.
I'm going to. I definitely am going to.
It's amazing.
I can't believe I've never seen it.
It's so bad, but so good at the same time.
Which is weird because it's a Paul W.S. Anderson movie, and his movies just bad. They're bad.
It's a pretty bad movie, but it's like fun to watch.
Okay.
The fights are not very good.
I mean, I'm expecting 90s cheesiness, so.
Who needs good fights in a Mortal Kombat movie? Raiden, though. Raiden in that movie has like the most memorable voice. He's like, "You have to fight in Mortal Kombat."
What is that? See, I'm not well versed in Mortal Kombat.
You'll know, man. When you hear his voice, you'll know.
I still haven't played Mortal Kombat 11 yet because I've just been so swamped with like schoolwork and stuff.
I get you.
Yeah, so I'm still trying to beat Discount Thor. I mean, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But yeah, you can also find Pat on the Cinemania World podcast for the Hero Hours.
Yes, which hopefully we'll be recording more soon now that we got WandaVision is ending and we got
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. We got Zack Snyder's Justice League, which I'm sure we're going to be talking about.
Oh, yeah. Black Widow's coming soon.
Hopefully, yeah.
You want to do a plug for our podcast? Jabba's Palace?
We do have a podcast in the works. I'm hoping to release the first couple episodes soon. We have a Star Wars podcast called Jabba's Palace, and we have another podcast that we've been working on for ages, which has yet to have a title, but I'll hopefully release some episodes for that too.
Yeah. All right. You can find me at my official website, alexmaddenmovies.mystrikingly.com. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Pat. We're definitely going to... You know what? Dude, let's just have you on for all the rest of the seasons.
Holy shit, I'm honored. Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I love talking about Smallville. Somebody say
best theme song in television history.
Come on.
I've been waiting for you.
Epic. Created by Alfred Goff and Miles Miller.
Before they wrote The Mummy 3.
Oh man, we don't talk about that.
I know. We gotta roast that.
I remember we did our podcast on the Mummy series, but yeah, we'd have to give that its own time.
Yeah, we definitely gotta roast it for my channel though, because especially where Jet Li's mummy turns into a poop monster at the beginning. But that's all for us, guys. We'll see you at season 3. Well, you'll see me around. You'll see him on my season 3 review.
Somebody say